So there are plenty of resources that you can use to help you find a job, including the newspaper. You can ask friends and family, and this is especially helpful if they work in the same fields as you. But one of the most helpful tools that you can use in the 21st century is the internet. You can use the internet in many different ways. You can look up part-time jobs near me, full-time jobs near me, stuff like that. But you can also use websites like LinkedIn and Indeed to help you narrow down your options when you're looking for work. One of the things that you want to consider when you're working is the location and distance with your job. Are you commuting? How's this going to work? What type of working environment do you prefer? What are your hours? Are you going to be working part-time, full-time, day, night shift? What benefits do you want? So take a look at your lifestyle, because you're going to need a salary that can accommodate to this lifestyle. And you're going to want to take a look at the job requirements. Are you overqualified, underqualified, stuff like that. Take a look at your interests to help you find a job. What skills do you have? You can use aptitude tests to help you narrow down your options as well. Take a look at your strengths and weaknesses, and this will also help you with your resume. So necessities. So one of the first things that you're going to need is a resume. You're going to want your resume to be professional and organized, and basically you're going to use this to show your qualifications, your personal background, experience, accomplishments, education level, skills, and you can use online templates to help you get started with this and just personalize them. Some of the other necessities that you're going to need are interview skills and your job application. So for your job application, you're going to want to be specific. You're going to want to review your experience and your job history, state your needs with time off, ask, don't tell, remember your social security number, that's very important. And for your interview, you're going to want to dress appropriately, you're going to want to have confidence, but don't show that you're arrogant. Use appropriate and professional language and tone, clearly state why you want the job. Prepare for common interview questions like, why should we hire you? How did you hear about the company? What are your strengths and weaknesses? Do your research on the company beforehand. Bring a copy of your resume. Also, begin and end your interview on a positive note.
For your first job, you want to show professional behavior, and I'm just going to go quickly over the do's and don'ts. First one being, you want to be on time, you never want to be late. Second, you want to do what you're told, don't hesitate with your orders. Also, you want to work hard, you never want to slack off, because that just shows that you're not really caring about your position. You also want to be open to the responsibilities. For example, school, you never want to lay that off. You also want to offer help to your coworkers, and do not complain about anything that you're told, as said before. And you also want to be flexible with your hours, and also communicate respectively. Don't just put everything off and act like, it's not your job to do anything. And also practice proper etiquette, both in and out of the job. So when you need time off, what you want to do is you want to ask politely. It's the first step. You don't want to be arrogant. You also want to consider the discrepancies within this and make sure that your obligations are flexible, and do not wait until the last moment to do this, because it's just going to show that you're unprepared. And consider the ebbs and flow of your responsibilities of your department and also the company as a whole, and don't ask at a peak time in the company, because that would just throw everything off and just show that you're unprepared as well.
This is the aspect where we learn how to appropriately quit a job. You need to put in a 2 weeks notice and have a resignation letter. The resignation letter should be appropriately formatted and have clear diction as to why you're quitting this job. It needs to be clear and very organized so they know that you're professional, and just in case they call the next job you're going to, so then they don't leave a bad review. It has to be respectful and positive, so you show that you aren't just being like petty or like a bad worker. If you're out of work due to no fault of your own, or you're not physically able to work, you're actively seeking work and ready to accept work, then you may be eligible for unemployment insurance benefits, EDD.